Hi, my name is Martha Westman. I am the project manager at Activelamp. I am a certified Scrum Master and product owner. Have you ever wondered what Scrum is and why it's so popular? Or perhaps you're having difficulties applying the Scrum methodologies to your project. This installment is an introduction to Scrum and the different roles that are necessary to have a good Scrum team. Scrum is an often misunderstood Agile project management methodology. If you're a rugby fan, you may recognize the term Scrum. That's because the founders of Scrum decided that the relay approach to project development, such as waterfall methodology, may conflict with the goals of maximum speed and flexibility. Instead, a holistic or rugby-type approach where a team tries to go the distance as a unit, passing the ball back and forth, may better serve today's competitive requirements. Thus, Scrum is better summarized as an iterative process comprised of roles and meeting cycles that were developed to get the most out of each iteration. It's a flexible tool that can be used to manage virtually any type of project, from websites to weddings. No, seriously, check out scrumyourwedding.com if you really don't believe me, but it works. I tried it for my wedding. All right, let's get started and let's look into these different types of roles the Scrum team has. There are 3 roles: Product Owner, Scrum Master, and the rest of the Scrum team, which I'll call Scrum Team for clarification. The Product Owner is a client's ambassador. They have limited access to the Scrum team so that they can focus on getting work done. So the Product Owner primarily interacts with the Scrum Master. The Scrum team decides what level of involvement the Product Owner should have with them. Their responsibilities include working with the client to formulate their needs and wants into tangible, realistic acceptance criteria. Define the features needed to realize the expected functionality of the product. Prioritizing and maintaining the product backlog. Expressing the stakeholders' concerns and expectations to the Scrum Master and vice versa. Managing the timeline and scope of the project to keep the project on track. Optimizing the value of the work so that the product can be financially successful. And lastly, they're the ones that accept or reject the work results that are delivered by the Scrum team. Let's look into the Scrum Master now. The Scrum Master is the Scrum team's ambassador. They are the shield against impediments and distractions. They are the middleman between Scrum team and the product owner, making sure to keep the momentum going so that the team can have a successful sprint. Their responsibilities include enforcing the values and principles of Scrum, managing the team members' expectations and relieving their concerns, helping the team understand the acceptance criteria, assisting team members overcome impediments, working with the product owner and the rest of the team to set realistic deadlines and milestones, and lastly, improving productivity in any way possible. The last role is Scrum Team. The Scrum Team is composed of at least one person from the relative departments that are necessary to complete each task from idea to implementation. For example, to create a new application, we need to have UI design, user experience testing, copywriting, application development, quality assurance testing, and a marketing strategy, to name just a few. Thus, we would need at least one person from each department to truly have a complete Scrum team. Their responsibilities are to be self-managing, self-organized, and cross-functional, communicating questions, blockers, impediments, and concerns with the Scrum Master. To determine the sprint forecast, the amount of work a team thinks it can accomplish in a given sprint. Working together as a team to accomplish the sprint forecast. Completing the work as a team as diligently as possible to produce a high-quality, potentially shippable product. And finally, demonstrating work to the product owner throughout and at the end of each sprint cycle. To wrap things up, here are the top 3 common questions regarding Scrum roles. The first is, why should my team be composed in such a manner? Having everyone in one team allows them to know all the work that must go into completing one single task as a whole, not just each individual's work. Everyone's skills and experiences are important. Second, can the product owner and Scrum Master be the same person? Textbook Scrum recommends that the product owner and Scrum Master should not be the same person, though in practice, it's possible for the same person to be product owner and Scrum Master. Yet that person should be able to separate each role when dealing with the stakeholder and the Scrum team. And the third question is, can the stakeholders communicate directly with the Scrum team? The team decides the level of communication they have with the stakeholders, though it should be encouraged that all communication that is outside of the sprint review meeting should be directed to the product owner. I'll go over the sprint review meeting and the rest of the sprint cycle meetings in the next installment. Make sure to check out the companion blog post to this video on Activelamp.com, which has more details and advice regarding each role. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay active.